Hello, welcome to SpecFormers. That's what I'm calling these reviews now, SpecFormers. I think it's funny. So, we're gonna have a look at the two worst Transformers I own so far. There is a note that I'm incredibly freaking lazy, and I might not actually transform them simply because it's not worth it. You can look up pictures online, you're already on the internet watching this video. Or, it just doesn't look good enough to show off, or I'm really lazy. So, keep that in mind. But this is the worst Transformer I think I own. And there's a Grimlock there too. But this guy came from Dollar Tree, and obviously it really shows. $5. He's a very, very McDonald's plastic feeling toy. He has zero head movement. Actually, no, he kind of does. It barely. He just can fidget up and down. It's awful. I don't even remember if he came with a gun. I don't think he did. How the sculpting is like the flattest you can ever imagine. And let me see if I can transform him real quick. Okay, so I tried to transform him, and this toy is such unfathomable amounts of cheap garbage that I can't even do it without his arms popping off. So that's the best you're gonna get. Do not buy any of these figures. If you see them at Dollar Tree or Family Dollar, don't get them. They're completely inaccurate. They barely can hold themselves up. The most amount of transforming I got done was these little toes. And again, I tried for about 30 seconds, but the only benefit I have is that the Decepticon logo and the head actually aren't that bad, but everything else is just yeesh. I think you might be able to tell how you can transform. Doesn't really matter. He's kind of absolute junk. Kind of regret getting it. Luckily, it was only $5. And the other probably worst Transformer I own is this Grimlock. And it's not because of the reasons you think. Now, I will let this be known for any Transformers fans watching this channel. I'm not a Grimlock fan. I've only really watched G1 and Headmaster so far. I'm going in a very weird order. I mean, I've seen Transformers 1, obviously, but and all the Michael Bays, but this figure I found at a Goodwill. It was like $2, and I'm not a Grimlock fan really at all. I just think he's annoying, but this is like $2 at a Goodwill. He's missing a tail, so that's kind of the reason why he's so low. Is he's missing a piece, a kind of important piece. But yeah, this guy is just not a very good figure. He is tall. He's about like 8 or 9 inches high. I'd assume. I'm not gonna bother transferring him because I'm missing a piece, but I will say that the head sculpt is definitely the best part here. There's some decent detail in the legs. The arms have a little bit of decent detail, not exactly too much. The hands have basically none. You can't even move them. I don't have the weapons he came with. And the back is, oh, Grimlock, what are you doing, bro? He's so hollow. Yeah, from the back, it is not a pretty look. The dinosaur head, I think just flips over like this in a way. I'm not really sure how you transform him. I'm not really that invested since I'm missing the entire tail piece. But the head isn't that bad, actually, for a little cheap toy. I'm assuming these, like, fold into himself, but minus those two, the head, both the heads are not bad, and the legs, somewhat well detailed, but this figure is just kind of a hollow mess. Very, very cheap feeling. Kind of see why he was donated. Yeah, I rescued him because this was the first Goodwill I've seen a Transformer that wasn't like a giant, ugly, brick or whatever, or like a puzzle. So I figured why not? I thought it'd be funny. His arms kind of detach really easily. He doesn't really have any good arm articulation. Obviously, it can go full 360, but he's not really good at holding anything. I'll probably give him a gun or two, but just a really ugly figure that is surprisingly detailed, at least up front. Just don't look in the back. And we have one more, which this one might surprise a few people. But this one is out of nowhere. And this is a Earthrise RC. Now this toy is actually not a bad action figure. I don't know where the gun is. The gun is like the size of like a thin piece of tin foil and it's completely vanished, and one of my cats probably ate it. I have no idea where it went. So she is kind of weaponless. I think her legs are, I don't know. Her like actual robot mode isn't too bad. There's a lot of articulation. She even has a little bit of wrist articulation. The main thing that sucks is headgear is terrible. I don't think it's removable without damaging the figure. The alt mode is pretty bad. I would try to do it, but I don't feel like it. Simply, but basically you snap this piece on and you just kind of crumble her up awkwardly inside of it, and it's like really bad. I think people in this community call it parts forming because of they're not really putting things into other things, you're just kind of stacking it top of each other. I'm not really sure, but it just looks like really bad. The plastic is very cheap, and it's apparently like a deluxe figure. I paid $7 for this. Just put the figure, this part, the gun that's gone, and the instructions. This is a very cheap plastic, and oh, there it goes. And honestly, I think that the alt mode isn't very good. There's probably better RCs out there, and I'm assuming the Studio Series one is pretty good. Kind of regret passing on a $10 one in the box. Probably should have snagged that, but yeah, it's mostly the vehicle mode that is absolute trash in here, in my opinion. You know, opinion is subjective. I don't think it'll roll. I don't think it would roll well, even if I did feel like transforming it. I just have no faith. These very cheap wheels. It's like the most basic wheels ever, just a little disc. So I'm not really sure where to put this. Like good robot mode, absolute dumpster fire alt mode. I think this Megatron probably has a better alt mode, honestly. But yeah, that's gonna do it for my worst free Transformers. Next one I'm gonna be doing isn't really a bad figure, it's just kind of confusing and very loose. So, well, things will only get better from here.